Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt and this is Builtprado, and today's video will be a 3-month review on the good old Cooper's tyres. So yeah, stick around and yeah, we'll run through my experience with them over the last 3 months. So, on and off-road, how do they handle? Well, I can tell you before compared to my bald tyres that they handle a lot better. But obviously being a mud terrain, there's it's not loud on the road. It's not like the old Muddies when you hear like a constant like noise when you're going down a hill. It's a bit more quiet than that. But granted, when the tread gets lower, that noise might come into play. But right now they're very quiet because it's very new tread. In terms of handling, a lot better than the old ones. And even if we compare it to, I used to have Hankook all-terrains on this, and these handle corners better because it's a lot wider tyre. So it really just controls that weight, especially with like this steel roof rack. It really handles the weight a lot better than the other Hankooks. Now, these are the same rims. They're both made of 22 Steelies, so it's a pretty fair comparison in that respect. But as you'd expect though, with a 35 tyre, it doesn't corner as quickly or as well as the 32s. But as the actual tyre itself off-road, don't even get me started. Now, not only do they look way better than all-terrains and the bald tyres, but off-road they're a lot better as you'd expect, obviously being an aggressive mud terrain. Huge tread, and obviously the tread pattern on this is actually different to my old tyres. If you look at the spare in the back, which I'll show you in a second, the tread pattern here is actually different. It's got less of these, so here it's got like 3-2-3-2 as a pattern. On the back, I'm pretty sure it's like 2-1 or something like that. So there's actually more little chunks of rubber on this design, which is good. Right guys, just on the rear spare tyre here. Now, like I said before, you've got a 2-1-2-1 pattern in the middle, which is less sort of blocks of thread there, and then these sections here are longer, which I think this design isn't as good as that day design. Why, you ask? Because I'm not sure if you can see on here, but because it's like a bigger piece here, the whole thing can get ripped off easier. It's hard to explain, but just believe me, because if you look at the aftermath of this tyre, it's used to be actually on a 79 series, yeah, he crashed it off-road, and you can just see the tyre chunks are sort of coming off. But also granted, it's like 7 years old, so it's not even a fair comparison. But what I will say is though, Cooper's, it's a bit expensive, like there's obviously cheaper off-brands as well, but you are sort of paying, made in the same factories with your Thompsons, you're paying for a little bit of that pedigree, and obviously, it's sort of a big name that's out there as well. But also these are very similar priced as the Mickeys, because yet again they're made at the same place. So it just depends, what brand you really want to go for in the end. Obviously I went for the Coopers. Alright, so what I'm trying to sum up is 4 factors considering these tyres, whether it's worth it or not after 3 months. So 1 is price, 2 is handling, 3 is off-road, and 4 is noise. So if you take all those things in, then we can really figure out if they've been good so far for the last 2 months. So now we're going to go through them and see which one's good. So I honestly think these handle a lot better than my old Muddies, but you don't buy mud tyres to handle well on the road, you buy them off-road. So in terms of handling in itself, I think it's a yes. I think they handle really good compared to even my skinnier 32 tyres. But you do have more road drag, wider tyre, more fuel. So the handling for these, considering it's muddy for me, is a tip. So if you like don't want to have, if you want a smaller tyre because you're trying to save fuel and all that, then these aren't for you. Alright, number 3 off-road, if you want to go anywhere, sort of car, vehicle, highly recommend the tyres. Super aggressive, super capable, heaps of sidewall tread, so you can really grab onto those banks and not even have anything on the ground, and it will just hug the wall and climb up the wall. So very super handle, very purpose built for that job. So off-road, definitely a tip. Alright, number 4, which is noise. Now noise, like I said before, very quiet now, you don't even notice it. But down the line, when they start getting through half the tread and even lower, that's when the noise will start to come to play and you'll hear a bit of on the road. So I won't really be able to give you an accurate review on that until like 2 years from now when they're half done. But right now for noise complaints, no noise complaints at all. So that gives a tick, that passes. So my general 3 month review for these tyres is very good, very happy with them. Okay guys, so going back to the beginning, I really recommend these tyres after 3 months, really happy with them. and it just comes down to your budget and how much you're willing to spend on your car. Now I've got 4 brand new tyres in rotation, and then I got the spare on the back, which as you can see is not in good condition. So that's more of a cheaper, affordable way. If you're like needing to do something like that, then go ahead. Or you might be able to get one off Facebook Market, like a spare one. That's a pretty good nick as well if you want to say something like that. Or you just put in the money while you can, get 5 and rotate 5 throughout the car. But yeah, so that's my honest 3-month review. Let me guys know what you think down below. And until the next, I don't know, 12-month review, because they're going pretty fine now, so just have to wait a longer time period. Shout out to Coopers, and if you have any questions, down below. Catch you guys next time, Builtprado. Cheers.